Hey everybody, I'm Jared Kelnhofer, and this is the PicsGenie team. PicsGenie is a business disrupting an outdated online shopping industry, and we're starting with the humble t-shirt. What we allow people to do is go to our website, type in exactly what they want their t-shirt to look like, and our AI designs the shirt for them. We ship it to their doorstep in less than 10 days. We're actually all wearing PicsGenie shirts right now, purchased from our website. But before I get ahead of myself, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how we got to where we are today. So I had the idea for PicsGenie back in December 2022. I heard about a new AI development called text-to-image AI generation, and it was getting really popularized. And I wanted to jump on that trend. So I created a website called yourlifeposter.com, and it was obviously the first run, so it was pretty bad. People could design horrible posters all the time. But after a couple months of work, we got a first sale in February 2023. And I actually presented in this very business plan competition last year, taking 6th place. Now, the biggest feedback the judges gave me that year was, hey, you need a team. You're just a solo engineer. You cannot do it all alone. And so I added everybody to the team in August 2023. And now we've got skill sets ranging not only from programming, but we've got marketing, operations, and financial skills on the team too. We did customer surveys in November last year, talking to over 100 people and asking them what they thought of our product and pivoting based on the feedback we got. We started our social media outreach program, and we've had more than 10,000 views across all of our social media platforms. This year, we also filed a provisional patent to protect a piece of technology that we've written and own that helps us design shirts the way we do. We are also competing in the Avista entrepreneurial competition over in Spokane, and we've taken first in the first round, and we're heading to the very final round. Another thing we did this month is we started our first B2B relationship with local College Hill. We're going to be helping them with the design process.
So like Jared said, he really took the feedback to heart from last business plan competition around building out a team. So like Jared said, in August of 2023, he added 3 more members to the PicsGenie team, ranging in skills from marketing, finance, product development, and project management. However, you can probably tell that there's a lack of programmers on the team, and that's something that we're planning on investing in the future, because the AI and tech landscape is changing on a very quick basis, and we want to make sure that we're staying up to date. However, we have a team of very skilled advisors who have been helping PicsGenie over the last year and a half, and their experience is ranging from AI, innovation, patent creation, and team development, and they've been really pivotal in making sure that PicsGenie can be successful.
So the market opportunity here is huge. The custom t-shirt market in the US alone is expected to reach $10 billion by 2030. And within this market, we know that 42% of Gen Zers really want custom items, and they're willing to pay more for their custom items. So Gen Zers are anyone born between 1997 and 2012. But aside from what this data says, we know that Gen Z wants these items because, like Jared said, PicsGenie, we went out and we did some customer research at the beginning of the year, and we talked to other students on the WSU campus who told us that they do really want these custom items. And we also know, as Gen Zers ourselves, we're all wearing our t-shirts, we love these items. And so we're looking to provide that highly customizable experience, not only through just our product, but through our marketing campaign. So you can see here on the slide, we have a part of our website where people who have purchased PicsGenie items can go and they can show off the creations that they've made, and they can upload them to our website and show off their super unique images. But beyond this, the market is so much bigger than just custom t-shirts. Like I said, we know this through our customer research that we've done, that Gen Z doesn't only want custom t-shirts, they want a whole slew of custom items. And thanks to the unique PicsGenie technology, we can scale our images and put them on nearly anything. So we also have a really unique opportunity at this point in time, because the current big industry players they're all using the same technology. So even big companies like Amazon, Custom Ink, they're all using the same old technology, and they're really stuck in their ways. They don't want to change. So that's what we're doing that's so different. We recently had a meeting with the College Hill CEO, Jen, and she told us that she thinks we have a 1 to 2 year head start on all these other players in the industry, because they just aren't moving on this super good opportunity. So we also know that Gen Z is really open to using AI. 53% is open if they're not already using AI. Look at ChatGPT. The company's not even a couple years old yet, and they already have over 180 million users. And of these users, the majority, almost 70%, are either Generation Z or millennials.
All this leads us into a problem. After our primary and secondary research that we gathered, we saw that the problem was that creating customized products takes time, money, and skill. A lot of these things our customers don't have, all while using outdated and confusing technology. And based on our individual skill sets and our just passion for both apparel and AI, we wanted to blend these two to create a solution. As you can see on the next slide, we have the current design process is very long and tiresome. You have to have an idea, you have to understand the merchant that you're going to go through, and then you have to understand how to design a quality image or upload an image that you're looking for, get it to your house at the quality you're looking for, and this can take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. And we really wanted to bring the fun back into making customized apparel so that users can focus more on the design that they want rather than the experience of putting it all together.
The value we bring to the customer is we take all the load off of their shoulders. We do the heavy lifting for them. And if you take a look at this video, you can see all somebody has to do when they go to our live website, PicsGenie.com, is type in what they want to see. For this example, we said Abraham Lincoln on a jet ski. And in a couple seconds, our AI designs that image, automatically scales it, and fits it to the t-shirt. The customer has to do literally zero work on their own besides choosing the color. So we take what the current status quo is, which is basically using Photoshop in the cloud, and we turn that on its head and say, no, the customer experience is going to take seconds instead of minutes. We're doing this dynamically on the fly with our AI. Now, obviously, the competitive landscape is pretty vast. There's a lot of people that design custom products online, but we're different than everybody. If you look at two key metrics, we make highly customizable products, but we also offer great user experience. None of the companies out there can really say that. If you want to design a custom t-shirt or a custom poster online, you're going to have to know how to make that image right. It's going to have the right pixel density, the right file type, the right aspect ratios. We don't have the customer do any of that. We do that all ourselves using our AI. And if you are a customer that wants to buy something online that's extremely user-friendly, you're in a different group of companies. They're not going to let you buy stuff that's as customizable because nobody's figured out the sweet spot, the top right section of this graph, like we have using our technology. The closest competitor to us is called Nice Shirt Thanks. They sell t-shirts in a way similar to us. Customers go to their website, they type in what they want their shirt to look like. But what Nice Shirt Thanks does that we don't do is they hire hundreds of contracted artists to fulfill those orders, which means that their wait times are up to 6 weeks, while we can send a t-shirt to somebody within 2 weeks. So that alone sets us apart. Another way that we're able to defend our market position is that we have a provisional patent filed for our process. Anybody can put a generative AI model into a t-shirt website. That's not impressive. What we do is a step further. We scale the images without losing any quality. So instead of putting images that are 3 inches by 3 inches on a t-shirt, we expand the default output of these generative AI models, and we fit the image to the t-shirt. And in fact, our images could be put on the side of a skyscraper if we wanted to, without losing any quality because of the way we scale them.
And then when we look into our go-to-market strategy, we know that it's one thing to have a great product or service, but you have to be able to effectively get it into the hands of your customers. So in this first year, we have a marketing budget of $16,000. And then in the following years, we plan on putting 15% of our revenue into our go-to-market strategy. We know that you have to get, grow, and maintain this customer base to ensure success. So we have different activities throughout each of these processes that we plan on doing to guarantee this for us. In terms of getting customers, we have a very aggressive social media marketing strategy, which we've already started to implement. This includes posting on TikTok, Instagram, and other various social media platforms on a weekly basis. We also are continuing to invest in our research and development because, like I said earlier, AI and technology are always evolving, and we want to stay up to date so that we can provide the best product to Gen Zers and then future demographics. And then lastly, we're really focused on campus events and pop-ups. Wazoo is a school of 26,000 students, primarily who are in Gen Z, which is our target demographic. And so we want to start off where we know best. 2 weeks ago, Jared and I actually walked in the AMDT fashion show here at Wazoo, and there was a crowd of over 500 students who got to see our t-shirts, and they had the opportunity to go to our website and make their own purchases. We also have tabled on the mall. And then in the future, in order to grow our customer base, we're going to implement a campus influencer program, which Cassandra will talk on in a little bit. We're also going to invest more money in paid marketing and pay-per-click marketing. Then finally, to maintain our customer base, we really want to make sure that there's individual touch points where our customers can engage with us as PicsGenie. So this will
It is at 5-minute mark.
perfect. This will be through emails, as well as we're going to continuously survey the market to make sure that we're offering the products that they're looking for.
So our website is pretty cool. We can design a t-shirt for a customer using AI and we can do it really quickly. But how do we actually get a t-shirt into their hands and how do we afford that? I mean, t-shirt printers are expensive, right? Well, we hand all the heavy lifting off to third parties. We partner with US-based manufacturers and fulfillment partners, and we've been doing that for over a year now. So we have really low overhead. We just send them the high quality image, exactly where to put it on the shirt, what type of shirt to use, and the address to send it to, and they just take a cut of the actual sale price. So we're using a print on demand model, which allows us to scale quickly, meet demand fast, and more importantly, avoid having an overhead.
So here are our financial projections for the next few years. You can see in our first couple of years, we're not making profit, and that's because we really want to take advantage of what we were talking about earlier, which is that 1 to 2 year head start we have on most of our competitors. So in the first couple of years, what we're really looking to do is invest in a few more software developers to help, like McKenna was saying, keep up with the changes in AI, and also just really flesh out our website, make sure it's a really smooth and good user experience. And then the other really important thing we want to do is start that super aggressive marketing campaign we were talking about, starting here at WSU. So we're looking to capture 5% of 2 large universities every year. So we classify 2 large universities as those with 20,000 students or more. So through using 15% of our revenue and investing that into marketing, and additionally investing money into an influencer program, we're looking to double our market share every year, essentially. And we know that influencers especially are going to be really important for Gen Z and for college students because college students are really highly influenced in their purchases when they see their peers.
We are at a 3-minute mark.
Okay, perfect. However, if we stay on this path, we're projected to make $1 million in revenue in 2029. And I also want to emphasize that we are starting out in the t-shirt market, but our market potential is so much bigger than this past 5 years because like Jared was talking about with the scalability of our images, we can put images on almost any custom item. And we know that Gen Z wants these items, like I was saying, from our customer research. So in the coming years, we have tons of potential to expand. So in order to reach our goals, we need to raise $250,000 by this year. Our biggest priorities are to finalize that patent Jared was talking about. It's going to be really important for us to protect our IP to keep kind of the competitors away a little bit. The second thing we want to do is what I was just talking about, speed up that product development, really get the website flawless, and maybe add a couple new features. And the third thing we want to do is start that really aggressive marketing campaign. Now we're already on the road to raising this $250,000. Jared has entered the WSU business plan competition. He's also been entered into the Vista entrepreneurship competition, and he's now in some of the final rounds of that. He's going to present again later this May. And then we also have some personal savings we can use and some potential investment from some investors in Spokane and also from our advisors.
So to finish everything off, I'd just like to say, why should you vote for PicsGenie? Because at the end of the 5-year period, we're going to be able to bring 90,000 smiles. We're going to let them bring their ideas to life on their t-shirts in a way that nobody has been able to do before. We understand Gen Z better than any of our competitors. We are Gen Z. We're selling to ourselves. And so we understand the market very well. We're committed to this. We're serious about PicsGenie. We see the potential that it has. And I actually quit my job to work on this full time after graduating. So for those reasons and for the smiles that you can see in the video on the right, I think that's why you should vote for PicsGenie. Thank you for listening to us, and we'd be happy to take questions now.
Excellent. I have a question. I'll start off. So as we think about your patents and your technology, have you considered an API that would allow some of your competitors to back into using your app to service their platforms? So maybe having Zazzle or Custom Ink being able to link to your IP, use your application to then feed their sources. Yes. So you don't have to do any of the lifting. They could just back into you. That's the first question.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a really strong B2B potential thing that we could do there. And we can't service every custom product vertical. We're starting with t-shirts to demonstrate the technology works. But that first business relationship we forged with College Hill we're going to be doing something kind of like that, seeing how we can help their business and if there's a potential partnership there. There's plenty of other businesses that once we finalize that patent, we've got a provisional patent. Once we finalize it, we'd love to offer this to people like Zazzle and Custom Ink that already have a high throughput of customers that we could benefit from.
Awesome.
I'll just-
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. Well, I just wanted to add to that and say that what we're really trying to do is build our credibility. And so then maybe, in the future, we can continue those B2B relationships, but it's really important that we build our credibility through our own platform.
And my second and last question is, how do you mitigate risk against copyright infringement on particular images that maybe AI is going to bring in? How do you protect against that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's something we've totally thought about because obviously there's been a lot of controversy surrounding AI and the types of images that it can generate. So currently on our website, we have kind of a disclaimer at the bottom of our page, but we're going to continue to implement what we see like laws changing with. And I think Jared can speak a little bit more on on the back end, what we're expecting.
Yeah. So we have to go through and approve every order as it comes in. And what our competitors do is they just have the customer click a box that says, hey, I'm not violating any rules. So we're pretty much doing what the market already does, and we're signing off on stuff. And we have the potential to maybe go and get authorization or the ability to use certain types of trademarks and things in the future as well.
Thank you.
What kind of margins are you seeing on the t-shirt orders?
Yeah, so if you all have read our executive summary, you might see that our financial plans have changed a little bit. We've been told by our advisors that what we should do at this point in time is just not manufacture in-house, stick to contracting out to other parties. So our margin is a little bit, it's going to be bigger than it is currently, but it's a little bit smaller than maybe what our executive summary would have said. So right now we're sitting at about a 50% profit margin.
And technically, so right now we're selling our shirts for $29.99, which is on par with what our competitors are selling at. And like Jared talked about kind of in the presentation, a lot of them have 6-week delivery times, and we have a lot quicker of a turnaround. And then that would mean that we're gaining around $15 per sale.
Are you seeing returns? How are you handling returns, and what's the return rate?
So we don't handle returns per se, but what we do is if a customer isn't happy with the product, we'll give them a store credit. And so the only cost that we have there would be the cost of our t-shirt, which is around like $6 to $7.
The interesting thing also is that customized items tend to get returned at a much lower rate. I think it's 43% lower than other stuff.
Interesting. And are you controlling the brand and style of shirt with with third party? Because I mean, have you done any studies on fit and feel versus the image, which is more important to people?
That's something that like we said, we did primary research in, I think, around September. And so that was more around like how much people were willing to pay for a t-shirt, and some of those other more generic, like what products would you want to see customized images on. But that's actually in our second round of like research. We want to get more specified information around t-shirt providers that people prefer, as well as we've looked into getting like image background removers, because right now we have the like boxy look. So I think that's a totally great point, and that's something that we're gonna probably put into research and development as one of our key objectives.
So far, we've tested 3 different shirt providers and printers and 2 different shirt base models. We've tried Comfort Colors and Gildan 500 shirts, and there's a lot of options out there. So it's going to take some time to find our groove and get the exact perfect partner. We've seen some promising results.
Real quick question on the shirts. So are you seeing reorders? I mean, people coming back and wanting to order additional shirts from the experience you've had, or is it kind of they are doing a one-off and then they're not a repeat customer as of yet? What's your experience over the last year?
So we haven't seen too many reorders. It's definitely something that I think is important, and we're able to capture the customer email when they come and make a purchase from us. So we can follow up with them and say, hey, here's a discount, or hey, we just launched a new product. So I'd really love to boost that, because I think once you get a customer, it's a lot cheaper to get them to come and convert again than it is to go get a whole new one. It's still something that we're working on, making the product perfect and making people want to come back multiple times.
And I'd like to add, Like we talked about in the presentation, Jared didn't actually end up growing the team until this August. So for the first year, there was no marketing at all. It was just Jared had created the website, but he had no way of getting it out to people. So I think in the last 3 months, we've really focused on ramping up customer awareness and how we can have people just knowing what PicsGenie is. But that's something that we really do want to focus on, making this a product that people repurchase and that it's not something that's just a one-off.
Thank you.
If I were to go to your site today, could I place an order for shirts and have them delivered in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Are you able to ship around the country, or is it mainly PNW? What does that look like?
Shipped to the entire United States. The furthest away that we've sold was Pennsylvania so far. But it's only the United States right now because the shipping rates are they're locked in for the whole country.
Great, thank you.
I'm curious to know how many visits or customers you had after that event at WSU where you showcased your shirts and technologies. How many students jumped on your site, and maybe they didn't click the buy button or the purchase button, but could you navigate how much traffic you got from just that event?
Yeah, we can see how much traffic we've got. We can actually also see to a limited extent where that traffic comes from. I went to this convention a while back, a TikTok developer conference. After the convention, I saw a bunch of people from the TikTok headquarters jumping on the site. I don't actually know the number off the top of my head how many people visited because of the fashion show, but I do know that we got somebody from Oregon to buy a shirt from us, and that was pretty great.
Very cool.
And we also have just seen that after marketing, the amount of people that we've brought to the website, I mean, this is more anecdotal, but even just through marketing, a lot of people have never generated images with AI before. And so a lot of people we've gone to show that to for the first time. And so I think a lot of people have gone to the website and started to play around with things and brainstormed like, oh, I could get this for my younger sister for her birthday. It's a very unique gift, and you could customize it to be something that she wants, or I can get it for my grandpa, you know, those sort of things. And so we've seen definitely an increase in people starting to brainstorm how they can fit these purchases into their daily life or whatever that may be.
And then one last question, how can a person integrate their own custom image, upload it into it, and integrate with your AI technology?
That's one of the biggest requests that we've gotten so far. Every single time I talk about this at a event or a competition like this, somebody's like, hey, can I upload my own images? And the answer is we know how to do that, but it's a time commitment. So we haven't done it yet, but we will.
And that adds into why we're looking to invest in more programmers so that we can be fixing what our customers are looking for on a quicker basis. And we also are looking into getting ways where people could add text to the image. So right now, I don't know how often you guys have played around with AI, but it's not very good at spelling words. We got lucky with this slide getting it to say thank you. But we want to allow users to like put their own prompts. So if you want to say happy birthday, so-and-so, or whatever that is, that's another area that we've been looking into.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions.
And we're down to 17 seconds. And so with that, PicsGenie, thank you so much for being with us today. And you may exit and give the judges some time to do their thing.
Thank you.